this show.
My song as I drove in today.
Was it Breakaway?
No.
Stronger?
No.
Since you've been gone?
It's best I ever had. But I think Kelly Clarkson could sing it better.
Why would you?
I just put it on shuffle.
I
I wanted to see if the gods would give me a Kelly Clarkson song on Kelly Clarkson Day.
On Kelly Clarkson Day, it's all Kelly Clarkson. All day long.
My bad.
Yes, okay.
Thank you for respecting the process.
And I don't even think she should be in the top 200. But you do. All I listen to are Kelly Clarkson bangers.
Absolutely
I looked at my wife
insane.
this morning. Looked at her. Good morning. Good morning. What's your favorite Kelly Clarkson song? I was excited to come
What was her
in.
answer?
One of the Christmas songs. Like, is there like a...
Underneath the tree.
There it is. She likes that one. She likes that. I do believe that's the song she was talking
Well,
about.
see, you could do so many different versions. You could do Kelly Clarkson's best Christmas song. You could do Kelly Clarkson's best original song. You could do Kelly Clarkson's best karaoke covers. Infinite options.
I just find it...
Kelly Clarkson's best American Idol performance.
I just find it wild that we allow somebody who is basically a covers act to be in the top 200. Right? Because you
She's
guys...
not a covers act. She has her own songs. We're not doing this again.
You guys, all y'all want to do is send me Kelly Clarkson
This battle has
covers.
been fought and won by my side.
It has not been won by your side.
It sure has.
CJ will rise again.
No, you will not.
I got a special flag and everything
Putting you
to
down.
storm things and plant them places.
Kelly Clarkson is a top 50 singer of all time.
A top 50 of all time. Ever.
All time.
Get out of here. Stop it. I go to any church in America and find somebody who sings like that. Quit it. Find me any Baptist choir. Come on, man. Letting her in there because she covers songs really well.
They would let Kelly Clarkson into the Baptist choir.
Absolutely
That's how
they will.
good
She's
she
good.
sings.
Yeah, she's
they
good
would
enough
give
to
her
be there.
a solo in the Baptist choir.
She's good enough to get a Baptist choir solo. Absolutely. Not good enough to be in the top 200. What are we talking about? All time? All time? No. Get out of here. Not doing this.
The riffs, the runs, the range, the
On
belts,
covers.
the head voice, the chest voice, the everything voice, a voice of our generation. What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday, January 6th. It is going to be a good day. Happy Kelly Clarkson Day to all who celebrate. Jessica Benson and CJ Hurt with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. Coming up on today's show, it is a Grizzlies game day as the Grizzlies start their 4-game homestand tonight with the San Antonio Spurs in town. Will we see Victor Wembanyama? Mike Wallace will join us to talk the Grizz, to talk this upcoming group of opponents. NBA trade deadline rumors are a-rolling, and more. Former Memphis Tiger Will Coleman will join us for the first time in a long time. Good news, CJ and I only have to do 103 squats. That feels manageable to start the year, but the Tigers 2-0 to start American Conference play. We will catch up with Will about the Tigers college basketball storylines as well. And then TV Tuesday, Stranger Things finale dropped. Or did it? Big conspiracy theory taking over the TV world of Stranger Things. The 2026 most anticipated TV shows, we'll go through them all, what we're watching. It is a Tuesday, you know what we say. Kelly Clarkson is a top 50 singer of all time, and I will not be silenced.
Because of you, I'll never stray too far from...
Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat.
How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
The only thing better than Saturday Night Hoops is when it comes with an exclusive Grizz hoodie. Every Saturday this season, $60 gets you a Grizzlies ticket and a limited edition Grizzlies hoodie. 4 different hoodie designs dropping across 4 Saturday games. Not sold anywhere else. Don't miss your shot to collect all 4 designs. Grab your tickets and gear up now at grizzlies.com/Saturday.
Tell me about being a rookie in the NBA. What has that been like so far?
The coolest part is, having a class with you they're all rookies. So if you go to an NBA game, you kind of know a lot of the guys that are rookies there because you went through that process of draft workouts, playing against them in college and stuff. So I think it's cool to have that camaraderie.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dome Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dome Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling of having my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. We are making our way through 2026. It is a Grizzlies game day. We start 4 Grizzlies home games in 6 days, beginning tonight with the San Antonio Spurs coming to town. CJ, you want to know what I realized this morning?
What?
Other than the fact that Kelly Clarkson's the top 50 singer of all time in the United States of America.
Come on, man.
In the
you
world.
You can't throw that out there when we have a show to do and expect the show not to get derailed.
Wanted to throw a little bomb into the mix.
3 years ago, where were you?
3 years ago, I was sitting right here debating you after the Rolling Stone, the Rolling Stone, who's never, ever put out a list to rile the people up a day in their life, released their top 200 greatest singers of all time. It was January 6th, 2023, and it was a day that will live in infamy on this here show because Kelly Clarkson came in at number 194 on the 200 greatest.
Way too low.
Way too low.
high.
Top 50 singer of all time. Go back, listen to What Doesn't Kill Me Make Me Stronger,
It's a good
listen to
song.
Breakaway,
It's a good
listen to Since
song.
You've Begun, listen
Good
to Because of
song.
You, and then
Good song.
elevate it because her voice has somehow gotten better with age because now she can cover any song and every song
Because
and
she
any
covers
greatest singer.
songs?
Yes,
We
if
don't
she
let
can
somebody
cover-
who covers songs be in the top
I'm
200?
not doing this again. I'm not.
Well, then,
The war
well, then
was
don't
won.
throw it out there. The
What
war
I
was not
realized
run
this
one.
I was trying to
damn
say-
it, I will secede from
I
this
was
show.
trying to say
I promise you.
that, along with Kelly Clarkson being one of the top 50 greatest singers of all time.
Don't say, you can't say that.
Victor Wembanyama has
Okay.
moved into the top 4 players that I most look forward to seeing come to FedEx Forum.
He's good.
There are 4 players. I was doing this thought exercise this morning because I woke up and we want to approach this stretch of Grizzlies basketball with 4 games in 6 nights here at FedEx Forum before they go across the pond to play the Orlando Magic in Berlin and London and enter the stretch of basketball where 5 of their next 6 opponents are above 500, and it is a vaunted stretch of the schedule for the Memphis Grizzlies as they continue to deal with injuries. It can be a little tough sometimes to see the path towards wins. Do I believe they can do it? Sure. We've seen many different identities of this team thus far. The Grizzlies could come out of this week and pick up a couple wins against either the Spurs, the Suns, the Thunder. I'd like to think they could beat the Nets on Sunday. You never want to count your chickens before they hatch. Ask Bennett Doyle and Gary Parrish. But when it comes to what I woke up most excited about, it was the chance to see Victor Wembanyama play basketball in person tonight. He has grown into that role in my basketball viewing life. I feel very fortunate that I have a job that pays me to go watch basketball for a living, but some opponents elevate ahead of others, and it is Wembanyama, Jokic, still Steph Curry, and still LeBron James. Because LeBron, aside from still playing well at the bright age of 41, brings that energy, brings the crowd, brings all the LeBron super fans out of the cracks of Mississippi and Arkansas and St. Louis and anyone who comes down for those games. But those really are four players that kind of change the energy, the pregame energy. And when you think of like what entertainment was made for, from the dawn of time, from the first of entertainments, it was about like seeing something absurd or hearing stories that were too unbelievable to be true. And if there is something that is absurd and unbelievable in the modern NBA, it is Victor Wembanyama. Now, he is questionable tonight. Could the Grizzlies have had a better chance if Victor Wembanyama was out? Maybe. I don't know. The Spurs have been pretty good with him in, out of the lineup, starting, coming off the bench. He did have a bone bruise in his knee, but he was a full participant at practice yesterday, and he did travel with the team, which felt like a good sign towards Victor Wembanyama playing tonight in Memphis. He is officially questionable. He just turned 22. He's already blocked 430 shots in his young NBA lifetime, but he just turned 22 years of age. And you look at this Grizzlies homestand, starting with the Spurs tonight, who are 25-10. Then you get tomorrow a back-to-back with the Phoenix Suns, 21-15. Now, the Suns lost to the Rockets last night. Kevin Durant, revenge game on his former team, hit a big three. The NBA last night was kind of great. Like, it was a great Tuesday night of NBA action. The Thunder got stomped by the Hornets. That's 2 losses for the Thunder in a row.
One of them to the Hornets.
And one,
like, come on, man.
You are correct. And one of them to the Suns, who then lost to the Rockets. And the Suns get to come here, and the Thunder get to come here. The Pistons absolutely.
That's the game I watched.
Dog walked the Knicks last night because it was on Peacock.
And with, I love games on the Peacock.
Me too.
And without Durant.
Yes.
Like they did that. They out physicaled and pushed that team around, and it does not. As of right now, regular season basketball is different than postseason, but as of right now, it does not look like they've got any real solution or answer for what Cade Cunningham can do. And you throw the length of the Thompson twin, I don't know which one, but one of the Thompson twins, you throw that length and athleticism at Jalen Brunson, and it is an offensive.
When you say that,
stopper.
it like throws my brain into.
Is it a Sur?
A Sur.
Okay. Well, that Thompson
And
twin.
Amen.
Yeah, in
Yes.
Houston.
Yes.
Yeah, you throw that length at Brunson, it throws all the Knicks offense out of whack.
Yeah.
And they decided just to ignore, the Knicks did, just blatantly ignore Karl Anthony Towns on the offensive side of the ball. And so they've got some stuff to figure out.
Yes.
That's good.
The Nuggets beat the Sixers without Jokic, without Murray, without Gordon, without Hardaway, without Johnson, without Brown, without Valanciunas. Did you expect a 29-point game from Jalen Pickett?
No.
Are you familiar with Jalen Pickett's game?
Not before last
All
night,
right.
I wasn't. This is the second game I watched because I caught some of that one.
Yeah.
The Nuggets game. I watched them play the Cavs. Maybe Saturday, if I remember right. And was like, oh my gosh, like they shouldn't be in this. It's just Jamal Murray and a bunch of dudes.
Yes.
How are they in this game with the Cavs? And then last night, how do you win that game?
It's a testament to the Nuggets because anyone who saw Jokic go down, and then also Valanciunas go down as well, finally have a backup center to Jokic, and now you're centering Jokic and without your backup in Valanciunas, and you think, oh, the Nuggets could take a tumble. We talked about it when Jokic got hurt. How many games could the Nuggets lose in the stretch? Do they go from being second, third in the West to maybe fighting for their play-in position lives? But as of now, still firmly third. Now, that cluster of teams is really close, but they have managed to find ways to win, even with Jokic down. And I think it is fair to continue to talk about the Nuggets from a standpoint of, all right, that's a true contender. Like, who are the true contenders in the NBA, right? Who is chasing the Thunder? Because I know the Thunder have lost 5 of their last 10, and it certainly puts, like, a knock on the perfection-esque season that they were chasing. Like, I certainly didn't expect this Thunder team. The way that they were playing early, especially not being at full strength early in the season, you're like, there is no universe where the Thunder are going to lose by the Hornets by 27 points on any given night. Like, they could lose games, certainly, but they're not the kind of team that gets blown out by the Hornets. and then they become the kind of team that gets blown out by the Hornets. They're still the team to beat. They're still the defending champs. They're still wildly talented, and they're still first in the Western Conference. But would you put the Nuggets, the Spurs, question mark?
Are we tiering this?
Yeah, let's make a tier. I love a tier.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Top 10 singers of all. Just kidding. I'm so sorry.
Kelly Clarkson wouldn't be in that. Anyways, so Thunder would be, are the Thunder in a tier of their own, or have they come back to the tier that was below them?
Recency bias, I would say it opens the tier. I don't think the Thunder have dropped. I think it widens the tier.
Narrows or widens the tier this way so that more people can get into it? Got you. So
the
Thunder,
bouncer has lifted the rope and said, all right, you can come in. They're not kicking the Thunder out.
All right, so I think the Pistons, I think that Pistons, Thunder, because the Knicks are still one of the top 2 teams in the East.
I'll throw you a wild card.
Knicks, I will throw, I'll throw the Spurs in there.
They beat the Thunder 3 times. I think you have to fairly.
They beat the Thunder 3 times, but it's you got to get to the Thunder.
Right.
The Thunder are going to the conference championship game. Can you, San Antonio, beat the Rockets in a 7 game, or beat the Nuggets, or beat the Lakers in a 7 game? Off the strength of beating the Thunder and having Wemby, and that surrounding cast is pretty good as well. To put the Spurs in there, and I think as of now, that's it. Jokic comes back healthy. Throw Denver in there as well.
I'll keep Denver in.
Okay.
I won't punish Denver at this point in time.
Okay.
And I will put in the Boston Celtics.
The Celtics, really?
I will put in the 22-12 Boston Celtics. Jaylen Brown has been playing out of his mind. I didn't realize that players got upset when they weren't named Conference Player of the Month, but Jaylen Brown was. Jaylen Brown was keeping track. He was upset that he wasn't named Eastern Conference Player of the Month, and honestly, he probably should have been. He has been so good, and the Celtics are now in 2nd in the East after the Knicks lost last night, and there is still that rumbling rumor of, could Jason Tatum defy all of the medical history that we understand in an NBA world where Cavs have never been treated more stingier? Could Jason Tatum come back sooner than we've ever seen someone from an Achilles tear, join the Celtics team, and try to lead them into a run? Or do they even need Jason Tatum?
Yeah, you need all the talent you can get to go through an NBA playoff.
Would it turn Jaylen Brown into something else? Would it detract from, naturally?
Yeah.
But you would also have to assume that Jason Tatum is not full strength. I don't know why on earth you would ever bring a not full strength coming off an Achilles tear player back early.
Yeah, I think that's...
But they keep throwing it out there like it could happen.
I believe that when I see that happen.
That's like elephant fly status.
Yes. If that happens, I'll believe it. But even without him, though, to your point, they are playing really, really well, and that's still a good defensive team. And their Tatum is gone, and Porzingis is gone as well.
In terms of like championship pieces that were once there.
But you still have the
White.
ball-headed assassin, Derek White. You still have Brown. And if you got a team with those 2 types of dogged defenders and knockdown 3-point shooters, like they give you a shot to win a 7-game series. Absolutely.
That is the cluster that I would use at this point on January 6th, on Kelly Clarkson Day.
So who are you using?
Thunder, Nuggets, Spurs, Pistons, Celtics. The Knicks need to figure their stuff out. Okay. I cannot confidently.
So those are your 5?
Those are my 5 right now.
All right. And my 5 is different because I got the Knicks still in and the Celtics aren't. Okay. Yeah. It's going to be good to see it all play out, man.
It means that we get 2 of those teams at FedEx Forum this week. And another one of the teams in the Suns tomorrow that just beat the Thunder. And I know they lost to the Rockets last night on a Kevin Durant game-winning 3. Before we move into the full Grizzlies, I don't want to leave last night's action without talking about the most exciting thing that happened, which was Steve Kerr getting ejected in the Warriors-Clippers game. And if you did not see who called the Steve Kerr ejection, I could give you 100 guesses of who do you think was on the broadcast.
We get it, because this dude is
if I told you it was Peacock. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's everywhere.
That's on me. I wonder where he falls on the 200 greatest singers of all time. If you're watching a Peacock or NBC-related broadcast, chances are Snoop Dogg's going to be on it these days, and Snoop Dogg was on the call last night for Warriors-Clippers. Steve Kerr was hot. Steve Kerr was fuming after everything really boiled over. He was mad throughout the game, but it really hit a crescendo when John Collins blocked Gary Payton's layup off the backboard. And when you went back and looked at the overhead replay, it was very clearly a goaltend, but it wasn't called a goaltend in real time. Steve Kerr wanted that call. Steph gets called for a foul on the other end. Kerr erupts, and this is how the moment took off on Peacock with none other than Snoop Dogg on the call.
Oh, look at Steve Kerr. He's all the way out here.
Uh-oh, Steve, don't get thrown out. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Back him up, GP. Back him up. Steve ready to fire on him.
He's already gone.
Steve banging Inglewood right now. Inglewood, get him, Steve. You in Inglewood, Steve. The Arizona Wildcat that came out and look at him.
That's my favorite part.
I've got it.
So many of those moments are good. Oh, back him up, Gary. GP, back him up.
He had a call earlier in the game where I forget who it was, but he was like, small fries trying to run up on a Big Mac, sit down somewhere. I said, you know what? I could use more Snoop Dogg. I could use more Snoop Dogg calls in this life. It brings a little extra pizzazz. I don't mind. It's why I like the Manning cast when you get celebrity reactions to real-time sports events. I understand not having another option. Like if you're somebody who does not like that, I can imagine that you did not want to listen to Snoop Dogg call your Warriors-Clippers game last night. I love it. I'm all for it. I think it represents kind of a more real take on how people watch games these days, and Snoop was very funny, but the roars were the best part. I did also like that Draymond was asked if he's ever seen Steve Kerr that mad before, and Draymond said, yeah, last week when he was ready to kill me the other day in the huddle. And I was like, oh, yeah, you would know well.
They're testy, man.
They are testy.
Those are wounded lions backed into a corner, and they are fighting, man. I don't know if it's going to help them at all, but they are angry.
You're an angry elf.
They are angry. Jacob points out in the chat, the Clippers look competent.
I know.
All of a sudden.
Well, okay, so that's where you look at the Western Conference standings. And I hate to remind people, but the Memphis Grizzlies, who are on a 4-game losing streak, are now closer to being out of the playoffs than they are to getting out of the play-in, which is something we were talking about just a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, but life can come at you fast, and the Clippers are just 2 games behind the Grizzlies. You also have the Mavs dancing around back there. We'll see if they do anything at the trade deadline, but this is a precarious stretch. I would be lying if I called it anything but what it is, which is a bit of a precarious stretch and just a mathematical factor that record-wise of these 4 teams playing at FedEx Forum this week, the Grizzlies are closer to the Nets than they are to any of the 3 Western Conference teams that they will be playing. They are 4 wins better than the Nets. They are 6 wins worse than the Suns. They are 10 wins worse than the Spurs. They are 15 wins worse than the Thunder.
Well, you didn't have to point it out like that, Jessica.
But they could come in.
God bless. Why are you pointing out the numbers?
But then I was going to come back around.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because you want to know who else has a tough record?
Who?
The Charlotte Hornets at 13-23, who beat the Oklahoma City Thunder by 27 points last night. You never know what could happen, and you have a Grizzlies team that has the potential to adopt a different identity. This week we have seen a lot of different identities for the Memphis Grizzlies. We saw a team that started the year 3-2. Then we saw a team that lost 4 in a row, and that turned into losing 9 of 10. But then they won 7 and 9, and we were like, wow, could they play their way out of the play-in tournament? And then they lost to the Wizards twice in 8 days. And we said, oh, no. Maybe not right now. Let's pump the brakes. And then people still keep getting injured, and Cedric Coward turns his ankle, and he is out tonight. He is officially on the injury report as out. But we did not get a dreaded Grizz PR email with any sort of timeline, so hopefully that's a good news for Cedric Coward. John Morant, questionable with the calf contusion. Vince Williams Jr. upgraded to questionable. We'll see who can play
I just hope
tonight.
that as a team, they spread their wings and they learn how to fly, so to speak. And they do what it takes till they touch the sky. Take a chance, make a change, make a wish. And break away from the slump. Is that take a chance, make a change, make a wish?
Take a chance, make a change. No.
Oh.
You know me and lyrics.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Now I got
Why
it.
would you do that? Well, I gave you a case of the itises. The lyrics-itis.
Oh, okay. The only itis I'm familiar with was the other one.
Take a risk, take a chance, make a change.
There we go.
And break.
That's what they need to do. They need
out
to
of the
build those
darkness
3
and into the sun. I won't forget all the ones that I love. See, out of the darkness of the 4-game losing streak, into the sun. Could they?
Of the Phoenix Suns?
1 game at a time.
She was writing this about them?
Well, the Suns are tomorrow. Let's not jump the Spurs.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah.
Maybe
correct.
Ja plays. Maybe he lands a dunk on Victor Wembanyama.
Is he questionable?
Who knows what could happen? Do you believe? He's questionable. We'll talk to Mike Wallace about it. He's going to join us. We'll get his take on the latest on the Grizzlies injury front, what this stretch of games means for the Memphis Grizzlies. Trade deadline season is upon us. And we got the first of the big reportedly, allegedly yesterday when it comes to Trae Young. It's one of my favorite times of the year. We'll get into all of that and more with Mike after a quick break.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
The world needs B2K.
B2K's breakup was a huge shock to their fans.
Boys for Life Tour.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Southland Casino Hotel is helping you navigate to Santa. Win your share of over $550,000 in free play and a brand new Lincoln. Here Comes Santa takes flight on Saturday, November 1st, when you can begin earning entries. And don't forget the grand finale drawings on Saturday, November 29th and Saturday, December 27th to win a share of over $40,000 in free play or a brand new Lincoln. Win big during Here Comes Santa, only at Southland Casino Hotel.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
Memphis. Monday Night Raw returns with non-stop action, unmatched energy, and the superstars you love.
We don't get mad, we get even. We don't go home till we beat them. This is our time, we ain't leaving. Give me the crown undefeated.
Witness the moments you'll never forget. Monday Night Raw, Memphis. Monday, February 16th. Tickets and ringsider packages on sale next Friday.
Grizz Nation, Friday nights just got a whole lot better. Introducing Buckets and Brews, the ultimate way to tip off your weekend. Every Friday this season, grab a terrace level ticket to the Grizz game and 2 12-ounce Miller Lights for just $55. Get great seats, cold brews, and Grizzlies basketball. It's everything you need to start your weekend off right. So get the deal that's too cold to hold. Go to grizzlies.com/Friday to lock in your tickets today.
Welcome back. It's a Tuesday. That means it's time to catch up with Grind City Media senior editor Mike Wallace. He joins us every Tuesday. He joins us now. Mike, happy New Year. Happy 2026. Good to see you.
Likewise, man. It's good to be here in 2026. 2025 for me was a great year. Milestone year for me personally, and I'm happy, healthy, and ready to get 26 started off.
And the owner of a master's degree, so.
Oh, yes.
Don't ever forget to lead with that now. You have an extra degree. You have to lead with it.
And I'm gonna be something when I grow up. I'm telling you. I promised my grandmama, man, that I was gonna get it, and God rest her soul, I got it, and I'm gonna do something with my life. I'm telling you. One of these days, I'm
Well,
gonna
for
do something.
now, you will be at Grizzlies Spurs tonight here at FedEx Forum. And Mike, the hope that the Grizzlies would leave injuries behind in 2025 was quickly extinguished when Cedric Coward went down with an ankle sprain against the Los Angeles Lakers on Sunday. It was brutal because Cedric Coward was torching the Lakers, and it felt like he was in the process of putting together one of those big, I'm in LA, I'm going to show up on the Lakers, and I'm going to make a big statement, coming off of his game against the Sixers on national television early in the week, which was great, and then he's on the ground, and then he's on street clothes on the bench, and now he's on the injury report as out. Will the injuries ever stop for this team? Capital J journalist Mike, can you answer?
I can answer, and I can tell you that the injury bug has bitten the Grizzlies for 3 straight years relentlessly. Like 3 straight seasons. No team has compiled more games missed by player injuries over the last 3 years than the Memphis Grizzlies. That's not a distinction you want to be. That's not an area where you want to be. You know, at a certain point, it becomes less excuse and just more identity. And unfortunately, man, as random and as sporadic and as erratic as these injuries are, you know, that's just been the constant. And it's gone from guy to guy to guy to guy. And unfortunately, Cedric Coward, you know, was one of the more durable guys that we've had all season. You know, Jalen Wells is the only player that has started and played in every game for the Grizzlies this season. Cedric Coward and Cam Spencer were right there, and Santi Aldama were all right there, sort of right behind him. Hopefully this isn't a long-term thing. The way he's listed kind of as out right now, give him a couple games to rest it up and see where he is going into the weekend, and then we'll see where it is from there. But hopefully some of the questionables will trend towards playing. And Ja Morant is questionable with the right calf, and Vince Williams Jr. is questionable with the knee. Those guys, hopefully they can come back tonight, or if not tonight, then certainly by tomorrow.
The frustrating thing for me as it pertains to this is you say it's become their identity, Mike, and I think that you're right. When it's happened in 3 straight years, like that, this is what you are now. But when other things are your identity, when other things are, especially when it's a negative identity, there are things that can be done to change that narrative. There are things that you can do, you can take control of. Like you're soft. All right, let's do these things here. We'll be tougher. All right, you can't shoot the ball well. Well, let's do these things here, and we'll get better looks at the goal. We'll make better shots. You're a bad defensive team. Okay, there are things we can do to get better at those types of things. These injuries, man, I don't know what you're supposed to do. Cedric Coward got injured stepping on a dude's foot. Same with Ja. One of those years, Ja Morant, was it last year? Ja Morant messed around and stepped on a basketball and rolled something. The Marcus Smart thing where he's celebrating a 3 and boom, does this and his fingers get dislocated. Like, what are you supposed to do with this? Anybody got any sort of solutions other than pray about it? Give it to God, as they say.
I'm telling you, the holy water from the Steelers game is the only option. We've tried to sage. It didn't work. People say there's that skull in the Bass Pro Pyramid. No one's brave enough to go up there and get it. So in the meantime, I agree, CJ. And I think the thing with Cedric Coward particularly, and as you mentioned, Mike, like he'd been one of the more durable players. He's also a rookie. And so at this point, even in a season full of ups and downs, there is a kind of comfort in consistently watching your rookie get better and just getting those reps and the opportunities to be on the floor and get as much NBA exposure as possible. And when you have someone like Cedric Coward who, you know, like you're tantalized by his ability as a multi-level scorer in transition in the half court. He's proven to be a pretty effective rebounder thus far. His growth on the defensive end, like all those things are stacking up. And so now you have him facing his first real injury of his NBA career. He's been out. I forget what it was that kept him out of those couple games. Oh, it was the heel soreness, which is on the same foot as the ankle sprain. But it's just tough because you want him to play as many games as possible. So then that adds another layer of disappointment mixed in with the injury fatigue, and it can be not a tad frustrating. I understand the frustration all around. You mentioned Ja being questionable tonight with this calf contusion. Do you think this is something that we should expect to linger? And if so, I'm curious your perspective on just how it shapes what we think about when it comes to Ja Morant. And I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment because we just saw him put up 40 points against the Sixers in an incredible late game takeover and overtime takeover, and he's clearing everyone out of the way, and he's proving that he is still so capable of being one of the most electric players in the NBA. But when you get down to it, 199 games have been played in the last 3 seasons, and Ja's played in 77 of them. And obviously the 25-game suspension is an outlier, so if you want to remove that, fine. But we don't see him as much as anyone would like to see him, obviously.
No, I mean you laid it out perfectly, and it's we can analyze it and analyze it, but the bottom line is that this is a young man that has all the talent in the world. He has generational talent. He's a superstar in terms of what kind of player he is capable of being. But the reality is you are what your resume says you are, and that's unreliable in terms of being able to play night to night for your team. They can't rely on that, and it's not his fault all the time. But it's also, what can he do differently? As CJ said, what are some of the things that you can do differently? Can you hire additional training support and go off on your own? And I'm not saying this is specific to Ja, but this is, some of the things that you see guys around the league do. I've been around the league long enough where, Michael Jordan started off with Tim Grover, and that became his guy. Like, he had a body guy with him every place he went, every single training session he went, off season, in season, the whole nine. LeBron James famously spends $1 million per year on physical and mental health, right? Like, that's what he does. His guy, Mike Mancias, has been with him every team he's been on, and he's a part of every single team staff that LeBron James has gone to. And you always, wherever you see LeBron, you see a couple of his guys, but you also see Mike Mancias. You have to invest in yourself like that to try to avoid those things. And they could still be, some random injuries that happen. Now, bringing this back to Ja and circling this all the way back around is this, man. Like, you hate to continue to see this, and at some point, a major financial decision is going to have to be made. This guy is extension eligible, and do you want to invest upwards of $250 million, in a player that, when you look at his track record, he hasn't been there. He's been there less than half of the times you need him. Already, we're January 5th. Ja Morant, if he misses one more game, he's already disqualified from league awards. One more game. We're at January 5th or 6th. We're at January 6th. So that right there becomes a pattern that you have to figure out a way to break. And it starts with luck, but it also has contributions from preparation and the kind of people you have around you and the kind of investment that the team is making in you to try to keep you safe and healthy.
I am hopeful that we will see him tonight, mostly because the last time we saw him play, as I said, was electric. Like, even though they lost to the Sixers, that game was a blast to be at. It was obviously wildly disappointing, but upon sitting on it, it's like, that was a great basketball game between two fighting teams, and Ja takes over, and now you have three. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just going to say, you know what? If this were the NFL, you show up once a week with an electric performance, that's your job.
That's true.
NBA, if you show up once a week with an electric performance and you're a superstar, that's not going to cut it, right? Because you probably play 3 or 4 games a week. So
I want to see one tonight against the Spurs, because you have these 3 opponents. We need to see it. And we need to see the Grizzlies, whether Ja plays or not. I do look at this stretch, mostly of the 3 Western Conference opponents. You tack on the Nets on Sunday, but this 4-game stretch before they head over to Europe to play the Orlando Magic twice, it's a real opportunity to see if there's a way to break through against these better teams. For the longest time this season, we would hang on that Phoenix Suns win from early in the year when Ja had the game winner as, hey, this is the only team, the only above 500 team that the Grizzlies have beaten this season. And at the time when the Grizzlies played the Suns early in the year, they weren't an above 500 team, but they've now outkicked their coverage and been better than some expected, much to the chagrin of the Grizzlies' ownership of their draft pick for this coming year and what that could look like. And Dylan Brooks's final villain revenge could be keeping the Grizzlies from getting as good of a pick as maybe they expected that to be. But you look at an opportunity against the Suns, who just beat the Thunder. You get an opportunity against the Spurs, who have beaten the Thunder 3 times. And then the Thunder, who have been beaten by both of those teams in the Spurs and the Suns and have now lost 5 of their last 10 games. They're not as hard-shelled perfect as they appeared to be early on. But other than that win over the Suns, the Grizzlies have 2 losses to the Spurs, 2 losses to the Thunder. I'm just curious how you evaluate going into this stretch of games. You never want to be too high, too low. But what does
Yeah.
this stretch mean for this team as we sit here on January 6th?
You know, when we were back in December, like 3 weeks ago, right? And you felt like the Grizzlies, when they had that first chance to get to 500 at home against the Washington Wizards, you felt like, okay, they're going to get there. And then the way the rest of December played out, you had a chance to get as much as 2 or 3 games above 500 if you won the games that technically you had been winning based on the trend so far. But to be 4 games under 500 at this point, having missed 2 opportunities against the worst team in the league to get to 500, and now the schedule turns in January where it is completely brutal. And you're already 4 under. Man, it's something major is going to have to happen. You're going to have to see the Grizzlies play to a level that they haven't shown since last, January, February, before the swoon hit, going down the stretch in late March. And we're a year away from that time. Like, we're in January of 26 now. They haven't really had any continuity since January and February of 25. So that's going to be a rough stretch, man. And I want to see it. I believe that they can do it if they can get healthy. But we're heading more towards more injuries instead of more health. And hopefully Scottie Pippen Jr. and Ty Jerome and those guys who have been out for all season are getting closer and closer. Maybe there's time for an update on Zach Edey that should be coming in the next week or 2 in terms of where he is after getting that month off to kind of recover from the stress reaction. And then you look at coming back from Europe, can you be something contending going into the trade deadline, because some hard decisions are going to have to be made. But back to your point, tonight, San Antonio, you haven't had their number, regardless of who's been on the floor. Phoenix, that team is the most improved team or the most surprising team in the West. And then you got Oklahoma City, who's beaten you 15 straight times or something like that, right? And it's
comforting.
And then you get the Nets, and you got to get on a flight right after you play the Nets. And that team can jump up and bite you depending on what Michael Porter Jr. and Cam are doing over there. So it's one of those things where you can't take anything for granted.
I have a theory for you. This isn't about the Grizzlies. This is about the Oklahoma City Thunder, who we will see here, and who, as I said, have lost 5 of their last 10 games.
We take that, though.
I would absolutely.
You say 5
yes,
and 5
Mike,
right
I would absolutely take being first in the Western Conference with 30 wins already this season, with a championship last year, for being 5 of your last 10. That is factual, so that is absolutely correct. Yeah. I saw something on my timeline last night that was unique, and that was people complaining about the Thunder not getting calls. It was Thunder fans complaining about not getting as many calls. And I saw somebody point out that this 5-5 record that the Thunder have found themselves in, since we were talking about them almost emphatically having an opportunity to chase the Warriors' regular season win total record, Chris Finch, the Timberwolves coach, kind of lost his cool on the officials after one of the games between the Timberwolves and the Thunder, and kind of came at the officials for how they were officiating the Thunder. And at that time, the Thunder were 25-2, Mike. Mm-hmm. And then post Chris Finch blow up on the officials, the Thunder are 5-5, and Thunder fans are on this great internet saying Shai Gilgeous-Alexander isn't getting calls. Have we seen a shift in how the Oklahoma City Thunder are being officiated, and could it change the dominance of this team? Ooh, I'll hang up and listen.
That's you gotta add that disclaimer at the end. You gotta
I'll hang up and listen. Yeah, but I felt like a caller. I didn't feel like a professional when I made that comment. I felt like a caller.
As opposed to asking a question, hanging up, and then not listening for the answer.
Exactly.
That you waited 40 minutes on hold to get the call in, right? But you know what? When multiple teams have that same, sort of complaint and sort of getting in the officials' ears ahead of games and saying, hey, this is what you need to look for. Like, these things are consistent with all of Oklahoma City's games. This is how they approach it. And then it becomes a referendum on that team. So, yes, people are more, visible. I mean, they are more, knowledgeable about what Oklahoma City is doing. And they are also more sensitive to it. And you've seen some of the things kind of go the other way. Now, I don't know what their free throw numbers are in the last 10, but at the end of the day, man, anything you can do to neutralize those guys, and they're still lapping the league. We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll hang up and listen and see. Exactly. You mentioned trade deadline, and that season is upon us. We got the first, I think, bigger trade deadline related Shams Charania notification yesterday when he tweeted that Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks are working towards a trade. This has been something that has been rumbled about. It appears that there is movement to go forward. Do you think that the Trae era in Atlanta really is coming to an end? And if so, are there any teams that jump out to you as reasonable trade partners? I know we heard the Wizards in the mix yesterday from some of that reporting.
Yes, I do think it's coming to an end. I think this has been sort of on the on the radar for about a year now. You know what I mean? I know when that ownership group kind of switched over and the front office kind of switched over, they inherited Trae, and he wasn't as much of a part of their future as the previous regime. And so you also have the caveat of this is a young man that obviously he's a perennial all-star. He got that franchise to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 years ago. And he's up for a contract extension. Like he really is. He's up for a lucrative contract extension. And is he the guy you want to build around? So that's where all of this is coming from. They've played better without him than they have with him in terms of results. And I do think the trade is going to happen. Where he ends up, it just depends, man. There's some teams out there where he can absolutely, contribute to right away. But what is it going to cost them? Atlanta's in a great spot because they also have New Orleans' unprotected first-round pick next season. And the Derek Queen decision looks a lot smarter now than it did on draft night. So, I'll give Joe Dumars credit for that if this guy continues to play the way he's playing. But Atlanta has Trae Young to give, but they're not going to want to give up that first-round unprotected to try to package with Trae. So that's going to make it a little bit more difficult, but you just never know. I just hope it doesn't end up where this becomes a Giannis ends up in Atlanta situation, because if you got all that length already with what they have in Jalen and all those guys, and then you add Giannis, that's going to be an incredible team in terms of athleticism. But who knows, man? It could be anywhere at this point.
Keep Giannis in the East. Fine with that. Keep Giannis in the East. I am curious though, because
that's the thing. That's the thing about Oklahoma City, real quick. I need them to start winning again, because if they start losing and get desperate, they have the assets to make a Giannis deal and not have to give up much of their core anyway. So I don't want that to happen, because then that'll be the ultimate checkmate for the rest of the league if Giannis ends up.
I always go back to that comment by Shea after they lost to the Spurs again on Christmas, and it was their third loss to the Spurs in a week and a half. And he said, you can't lose to a team 3 times and think that you're the better team. And it did feel, I don't want to take too much out of a comment that came after a loss, when no duh, if you lose to a team 3 times, the appropriate thing is to say you are not as good of a team. But it almost felt like a passive aggressive way of saying, hey, we might not be the best team in the NBA, and perhaps there is a move that needs to be made to make sure that we are.
I heard that and was like, he wants the team to get better. Like at the individuals on the team.
And I was
we've got to step our collective game up. Now that's terrifying. I had not thought about Giannis and that Thunder team.
I have anxiety, so I think about things in a different way.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Clinical anxiety,
Okay, it's clinical.
Yeah, just want to make sure it's
the 2 teams best positioned to go make a move for Giannis are those 2 teams we just mentioned.
Right.
San Antonio and Oklahoma City.
Mike, you acted like you didn't want him to go to Atlanta. No, we need him to go to Atlanta.
Yeah,
that's where we want him to go somewhere.
To Atlanta.
That's what I'm saying. Stay east. The Knicks got to figure out something and make it happen. Because if that guy comes to the West, to either one of those 2 teams, oh my goodness, it's a wrap. You might as well the other 13 teams in the West might as well just go ahead and say, you know what, we just gonna all tank, right? We all gonna mail it in, because it's over at that point.
I never want to pretend like I know how a trade deadline is going to go, because last year we saw Luka Doncic traded from the Dallas Mavericks to the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, I feel like that changed me and us inherently. Like, you really never know. Who was
also due for a major extension, and he had some rumblings with the front office. And so these kind of things have been consistent. That now that we're talking about Trae Young to a much lesser degree.
But that's what I was going to ask you, because I'm curious. Obviously, the Luka move happens, but we're looking at the NBA operating under this new CBA and the idea of internal growth mattering so much, and like availability is important, contracts, money is important, more so than ever. And I'm just curious if you think, and we can talk more at length about this as we get closer to the actual trade deadline, but from a larger NBA ecosystem standpoint, do you think the kinds of swings that teams will, or maybe more importantly, like will not make, are indicative of a new era under this CBA that could operate differently than years past?
Yes, and I think we're all already seeing that, and it's kind of, you got some layers into that question right there. So
Yeah.
you don't want to hang up. You don't want to hang up and not listen to this.
No,
right?
no,
So
no. I definitely want to listen.
So there are some layers in there, and I won't complicate it because I know you guys got Will coming on next, and there's also another layer of complications with the Tigers and how their season has gone up and down. But to answer this in a short form is this: what we're seeing now is teams being more reluctant than ever before to just lock in on contract extensions at max deals. You've seen that, and you're going to continue to see that, which is why certain guys are always going to be linked. ESPN had an article that linked Trae Young and Melo Ball, and obviously Ja Morant. What's the common denominator between all three? All three of those guys are extension eligible within the next year or 2 years from that standpoint. And there's questions around their fit and their future and their health and all of these other things. So Luka, we saw it with Luka last year. Because the number is such a high number that you have to lock in to get these max extensions, it's going to handcuff you in terms of when it doesn't work, how can you unload this guy? So it's just going to complicate things a lot more. So you're going to see more teams say, you know what, we'd rather not even give the extension and just go ahead and move before this extension has to kick in and let somebody else pay the extension and then take our chances from the other side. So that's just one answer. That's one way to look at it. But this money, when you're talking about guys earning 50, 60, and soon to be $70 million per season, that's going to change the dynamic financially of the whole league's landscape.
Mike, thanks as always for joining us. We'll see you at FedEx Forum tonight. You'll be something someday. We believe in you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That was Mike Wallace. You can always find his latest at grindcitymedia.com. As he mentioned, Will Coleman will join us in the next segment. We'll talk about the Memphis Tigers, some other basketball storylines with Will after a quick break.
It's gonna be food.
Oh, Jared!
Support your Grizzlies by voting for them to the 2026 All-Star Game.
Oh, Edie with the big swat. On the deck, floats it up, off the glass and in! Cedric Power, yes sir!
Vote now by going to grizzlies.com/allstar.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second-chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Own the 2025-26 Grizzlies season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit grizzlies.com/packs today to build your perfect ticket pack and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike? 2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man? I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision.
all three of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
I like that kind of stuff.
Welcome back. It is Tuesday. That means it's time to welcome in Will Coleman to the studio, who just broke our microphone. Will Coleman, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas.
I'm just trying to get my
What are you
Happy
trying
New
to
Year.
do? You just
Man,
trying to break everything?
I was trying to make it longer.
CJ! It's early in the new year. Hold up, you have a PIP meeting in 35 minutes.
They're going to be mad about the jokes I've been cracking in the chat.
Forever and always. Will, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Before we get into the important things in life, you DJ'd on New Year's Eve. We talked about it on the show last week.
I did.
Do you have a DJ name?
It's, just being in the Memphis community for so long, I've gotten used. At first, I was like, dang, but now it's just my name. It's just Will Coleman.
We got to work on that.
So a buddy of mine, shout out to my guy. His name's Javi. I love him to death. That's my boy. He said I should change my name to DJ Sweatpants because I wear sweats everywhere. And then I was like, I kind of like that.
You got a suggestion, Jessica?
Not DJ Sweatpants.
I did. So a buddy of mine.
What about the Cole man?
A buddy of mine named Brent Petway played basketball.
Okay.
He's from Georgia. He's the one who showed me or introduced me to essentially mixing music. I don't make beats. I just love mixing music. And back when I was playing in Greece, I was about 280. And so he decided to call me DJ Hercules. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's a bit much.
That has potential. I will say, being in Memphis and the name recognition of Will Coleman, you're right on playing on that, because somebody might see DJ Will Coleman, know that it's you, and say, I'm curious to go listen to DJ Will Coleman. More important than your name, I have a really important DJ philosophy question for you. You said you don't make your own beats. That's fine. How long do you play a song before you mix into the next?
It depends on your crowd. Like I've decided, like the only person or the only kids I will DJ for is for Houston High School. I have a friend there named Tracy Spain. I love her to death. She's like my guardian angel. She works there, and I've DJ'd their homecoming for the past 4 or 5 years. But DJing for kids, everybody wants to hear TikTok songs that last 45 seconds. And then nobody wants to hear full songs anymore. Now, somebody like us.
No. Anti-full songs, Will. There is nothing worse. I haven't been at homecoming or prom in a long time, but I've been at a lot of weddings. I've been in, and this show knows, I'm always gone for a wedding. There is nothing worse than a wedding DJ playing a full song.
Well, it depends on the song.
No, it
depends on the
doesn't.
song. So
I don't care if it is the greatest song.
Give me the song you're gonna play a full song of, Will.
Yeah.
What's the song by you gotta hear the whole. What's my song by Young Jeezy and 2 Chainz?
Jeezy and 2 Chainz.
Jeezy and let me find it right quick. It's Jeezy and 2 Chainz, and it's like, dang, like you gotta hear the whole song.
I promise you don't.
Yes, you do.
I promise you don't have to hear the full song. I think the best thing is
Super
jumping.
Freak. You got to.
You don't have to hear the whole
Yes, you do.
song.
2 Chainz part, the best part of the whole song. You got to ride it out till you get the 2 Chainz part.
Yeah, you can do, but
You just want me to jump. You just want me to jump the track straight to 2 Chainz verse.
Yeah, just start straight there. Yeah.
All right,
We're here to help. We're now your DJ and guardian angels to just help make your craft better.
Nelly, Grills. I feel like you got to hear that whole song.
You only need to hear Grills. Honestly, you
No.
only need to hear the best verse in the chorus, max. Sometimes all you need to hear is the chorus.
Go straight to the Paul Wall verse. Hit us with the chorus. Mix straight into
Whatever
the Super Freak with 2 Chainz verse. Mix straight into right. Like you just pick the highlights of the song.
Okay.
And those aren't. I'm with you, Will. Right. Like the TikTok stuff. I'm too old for it.
Yeah.
45 seconds is not enough time for me to acclimate to the new rhythm and beat and what I need to be doing hip wise.
Right.
So give me a minute and a half. Like a minute and a half.
I like a minute 15 to a minute
45.
and a half.
Like that's fine.
Right.
But a full 3.5, 4 minute of a song, no, we don't.
You want to
we
know
don't need
the
all of
worst
that.
way that almost every wedding dance floor starts, and it can be made so much better. Almost every wedding dance floor begins with Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, because it gets the old, it gets the young, everybody gets on.
Get everybody.
But all you need is a minute of it.
That's
And
it.
then mix it into something great.
And just keep it going.
Anything.
Okay.
Set a new vibe.
All right.
Anyway,
Okay.
I was
All right.
upset that I wasn't able to hear you DJ at
That's all
Antonica,
good.
but I hope you go back
That's all.
sometime soon.
We'll figure it out.
Well, the Memphis Tigers, are they figuring it out? Because they have won 2 games to start. Wow, that was a heavy sigh. To start American Conference play. I have a problem with this whole rebranding, going away from the AAC, because I'm so used to saying AAC play, and now I have to just say AC play, and that feels weird. And then you either have to expand it to American Conference play or American play. Anyway, that's a personal problem. The Tigers win their game against North Texas, despite turning the ball over 20 times. They win their game against Rice, despite trailing at half and it going all the way down to the wire. Doug McDaniel was asked after the game. CJ
Trying to get a jump
squat.
start. Trying to get a jump start. Head start on you.
Doug McDaniel was asked after the game, like, who is this team? Who are the Memphis Tigers at their best? And I want your answer to that question as I begin my 103 squats to represent the Memphis Tigers being at 103 in the NCAA net rankings at January 6th.
You know, it stinks just because in terms of like, I still don't think we have an identity, or I still don't think we have, you know, what we need to determine. Like you just, when you play a certain team, you know what you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? When you play certain teams, sometimes, you know, in the scouting report, you know what you're going to get, you know it's going to go down. You know, it could be a blessing and a curse for us because we don't know, even as fans, we don't know what we're going to get when we get our Tigers out on the floor. You know, you could have one Tiger, you could have somebody like Sincere go off, you could have somebody like Doug go off. You know what I'm saying? It could be anybody's night. So I guess that's a good thing and a bad thing. You know, as fans, you know, we don't know who we can rely on yet. But as an opponent, it's like y'all stay on your P's and Q's because we don't know who gonna go off on us, or we don't know who will give us what.
You talk about not having an identity. You don't even have a clear starting lineup. Like,
Yeah,
that's what jumped
man,
out at me watching the beginning of that game against Rice. And they roll out with Doug, with Zach Davis, Ashton Hardaway, Simon Majak, and Aaron Bradshaw. And I'm like, I don't think we've seen that starting lineup since the Bahamas. And I went back and looked, and we hadn't seen that starting lineup since the Bahamas, and they lasted about 3 minutes before Penny makes substitutions. And he rolls 10 deep before he hit the 10-minute mark of the first half. And to you, does that represent just the true lack of understanding still about what is the rotation for this team?
You know, I think that's why so many people are so confused or get so frustrated because, like you said, we don't know. Like we don't know. It could be a practice thing. It could truly be a who performed the best in practice the past couple of days, or who performed the best off the last game. You know, we just don't know yet. And you know, I just continue to have the utmost respect and belief in Penny. You know, ain't nobody gonna ever just catch me just dogging Penny. But, you know, sometimes you get a little worried sometimes, like, man, what's going on or what's happening right now? And, you know, a win is a win. We 2-0 in conference play. I'll take it. You know, I'll take it and we'll just run with it.
It's hard to have an identity when the way everything is set up. And Memphis has done a good job taking advantage of the transfer portal.
Right.
But you look up and the All-American who was here last year, somebody who could put the ball in his hand, and PJ Haggerty and say, hey, make a play for us.
Man,
I did 103 squats. But he's hooping up in Kansas State. I saw him play this weekend against AJ and BYU. But, like, it's hard. What can be done for the Tigers to get more continuity in their roster? Is it, or have we passed that? Are we just in this new age of transfer portals? This is what it's going to be for the Memphis Tigers. One of 3 programs, I do believe, with no returning players this past
The fade off
season.
of us was great there, Jacob.
Yeah, what are they going to do, man? What can be done from a roster standpoint, Will?
I think, I've said it, from day one. A lot of people think it's kind of cheesy, but I just think the time that you spend together off the court helps build the trust and the consistency on the court. I know it was a long time ago, but when we all played, we was everywhere together. We at the mall, we at CC's Pizza, we at McDonald's, and I think stuff
but
like
Will,
that.
like how long had y'all been together though?
We now don't get me wrong, we were definitely together a lot earlier than what all this transfer portal stuff goes on. But
because we've talked about this and you bring it up, and I think that's a fair point to make, but it's only so much time we can spend in 9 months. It's only so much we can do in 9 months.
You can do a lot of stuff in 9 months together.
What you can do in 9 months, you can do way more of in 3 years. You can do way more of it in 4 years.
For sure.
For me, watching the Tigers, and you brought it up, Jessica, about the changing starting lineups and the rotations running 10 deep, to me, it's a sign of, hey, we don't know each other. We don't know each other on the court. And how well can you know each other when the bullets just started flying in actuality in November versus somebody who's been on the team, sort of worked their way through the process with 3 or 4 other guys.
Right. Now, I do think, I know we talked about coaching, and we were talking about high school.
Yeah.
But
I want to get your thoughts on some high school stuff, too.
I think that is what, or those are the intangibles, or that is what you can see, if you can tell, how great a coach is or not. Because if you have the ability to get guys, like you said, in November, if things rolling, you got things rolling, and feet hitting the ground at that time of the year. If you have a coach who can figure out and put pieces together to figure out who click on the floor in that amount of time, I think that is what's going to set apart coaches in the collegiate realm, period, versus who has the most money. If you have a coach who can identify and put people in spaces to succeed in certain lineups, I think that is what's going to set coaches apart in this NIL era. And if we take the money out, I think coaches being able to recognize guys' talents and putting a piece together, putting a puzzle together, I think that's what's going to separate the good from the bad.
You also I think that's a very fair point. You also get to a point where sometimes the roster that you constructed just doesn't live up to the expectations that you hoped for it.
Right.
In terms of the most consistent player is Doug McDaniel at this point. And I think he's their leader. And I think even in his comments after the game, you see someone who is settling into their place in the pecking order. I mean, he's averaging 14 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals.
Right.
He was the one who scored 11 of his 18 in the fourth quarter of that, or the second half of that game against Rice. But outside of that, he has risen into what he was supposed to be, right? But nobody else on this team has necessarily grasped their role, let alone met the expectation. Forget about exceeding whatever expectation was there, and that's a hard thing to grapple with.
It is, and I think, and I'll defend all those guys, and I see it, and I'm on the message boards, and I'm just about to get like Kevin Durant and just start trolling people. It's just because it's like the amount of flack. I don't think anyone has caught more bullets or just caught more heat than Bradshaw. I mean, they be tearing him up, and I hate it, but I'm just kind of like.
Well, it doesn't help when he took the DNP, and there's talk about some of his NIL money being withheld because of him not meeting the standards of the team. And
I mean, it's call it what it is. They not actual employees. I guess they are employees. I don't know. It's a lot of gray area with this NIL stuff. But if you getting paid $300,000, $400,000, $600,000. And you're not playing like you're supposed to be playing. I mean, everybody got the right to be frustrated. Am I wrong? I mean,
no.
You know what I'm saying? We whoever the silent angel investor, whatever you call it, I don't know how the NIL work, and it pisses me off.
I think the real question
angel investors, Will. That's what we call it. Angel investors. You're right.
Do you have eligibility left? Because
Damn,
I think
wish
maybe,
all these folks going to the G League, league, coming back.
Did you ever sign an NBA contract?
No.
Okay, so you can come back.
I don't see why not.
5 years.
Whatever. Ask for an extra year of eligibility.
I played 2 at junior college.
Oh, you had 2 Will, you can come back.
You're back, baby.
You played 2 JUCOs?
Yes.
Oh, you got 2 more years, man.
What do you think of that?
I mean, if I can come back and play some basketball,
I don't
will.
mean you physically coming back to play basketball, although it would be a great story. That would be Disney Channel
I'm still in
original
enough
movie.
shape to, if I can gear up and go do an Ironman, I can
You
play
can
some
come
collegiate
play.
basketball.
You can go out there and make this Tigers team a little bit better.
For sure.
Would you do it out of the kindness of your heart? Do they have to pay you?
Absolutely not. I have a 14-year-old who loves volleyball, and I'm traveling 2
And she's
weekends
a
a
14-year-old
month.
girl, and she
Yeah,
loves clothes, I would assume, and makeup starts to cost. And
Yeah,
you find
man,
out just how expensive it is to be a girl. It's bizarre, though, right?
It's so crazy to me. It's the wildest thing to me. It's like all the fun stuff starting to happen when I'm not in school.
Yeah.
It's nuts, dude.
That's
It's
an
so
interesting
crazy.
way to put it, and
Yeah,
I think it's representative of. I did enjoy John Calipari's "The Rules Be the Rules" rant that he went on. And
Coming
the
from
rules
somebody
do
who,
be, right?
you know what I'm saying? I ain't
the
gonna
irony
get it.
at some
Yeah,
points, but you know,
yeah.
we all come around in the end.
Yeah.
And I think there is a sentiment, to some degree, not entirely, but even when it comes to NIL, obviously for people who have gone professional and not signed an NBA contract who are now able to come back and play college basketball. I think for some former players, there is this sentiment of, man, all the fun stuff's happening now. Why didn't I get this opportunity? Which is inevitable with growth and change in society.
Right.
That's how the world works. But it doesn't take away from that feeling, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Some fun stuff went down while we was. It's just
Sure.
out in the open now. You
You didn't
can't
have
get
to
in
deal
trouble.
with social media.
Yeah, you can't like you good. You out and you can do what you want now. Back then you had to, you know what I'm saying? You had to cover some things
Allegedly,
up.
reportedly, because we don't know the statutes.
Yeah,
we don't want to
yeah,
get nothing.
No,
Because
no,
the NCAA love to poke their nose in around these parts. We
Oh
don't want
yeah,
nothing,
yeah.
nothing like that.
Yeah. Allegedly, from what I heard.
Right,
what was
statute of
heard.
limitations wouldn't exist for Memphis. They'd be
Yeah,
like,
from-
actually, we
yeah.
are going to reopen the books.
Yeah.
CJ, you had some high school players that you were
Yeah,
able
man.
to
So
see.
I was at Hoop Fest, and we talked about it. Will, I was at Hoop Fest and got to see a couple of really, really high level high school basketball hoopers in the area. It was some
Right.
great teams coming down from Missouri, St. Louis. There was a team, I do believe, from Florida that was like #1 in the nation, if I remember correctly. I might be mistaken. But I saw Briarcrest, saw Fred, what's his name? Fred Smith Jr.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You said you have had a personal relationship with him and his father. Right now, 247's got the crystal ball predicting he comes to Memphis. What do you know about him? What can you share with us about him, his game, and his family?
He's you know, the game is causing people to evolve in terms of like, you know, back, you know, a few years ago, Fred's just a big man.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, when you watch Fred, he's got the rebound, he's running a break, he's putting the ball on the floor, he's shooting the ball. And I just think the way the game is evolving, that's kind of what kids need. I mean, I just don't think there's no such thing as a big man anymore unless you're just like absurdly big, like a Zach Edey or, you know, a Shaquille O'Neal or something like that.
But even Snoop was mad last night on the Warriors-Clippers broadcast. He
Yeah.
was going in on Zubats, not
Yeah.
posting up. What happened to the game I love?
Yeah,
Why won't he
man,
post up? And it's changed.
It's changed. So being as versatile as you, and even on the other side, I know we talked about Bartlett a little bit, DJ Okoff.
Mm-hmm. So that's Fred Smith Jr.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
Fred there.
Start it back over. Look at this. Pinned it, bow,
Yeah.
gone, leading the break of
Leading
the
the
court.
break.
And that's the windmill. That windmill was nice.
What an
Yeah.
edit.
I
that
mean, the
edit.
kid's 6'9",
Yeah.
doing
Something
that.
like that.
I mean, and he's evolved because he wasn't that windmill. He wasn't doing that last year. But it just goes to show. I mean, he stays in the gym, you know, and everything. Obviously, his dad got him all over social media. It's the
Dad
name of
was
the game now.
a globetrotter, right?
Yeah, it's Globetrotter.
Also,
I actually
hell of
met
a name
him.
for a kid in Memphis.
Fred
Yeah.
Smith. Yeah.
Smith Jr.
I actually met Fred through Penny, and I met Penny in Miami when I didn't even know who Penny was.
Right.
So when I was in junior college in Miami, I was just playing. You know, Miami is a huge hub for NBA guys, summer runs, pro-ams. I would play with Penny on a bunch of things, and, you know, I'm playing with them. I'm like, man, who the hell is this? I'm having a blast because he passing me everything. But once I met Penny, you know, I came up here, and then we reconnected. I was like, oh, snap, that's the dude from Miami. And so I met him, and then when I came up here, I played in the summertime with Penny and a lot of his friends, and then I met Fred. And so we just built a relationship. But Fred is very, I mean, obviously, if Fred know what it takes, obviously his dad,
Senior.
Fred Sr. obviously knows what it takes, and his son is on board. You can tell his son's bought in because his dad pushes him a lot. Breaks, Christmas breaks, when he got time on the weekend, they in the weight room, they on the court. So I think that's really dope to see. But Fred has the potential to be really good.
And saw Bartlett number 2 in the state, like number 6 in the nation.
They got some dogs over there.
Dylan Jones.
Yeah, Dylan Jones.
Class of 2027, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
dog.
2027.
Old call. Dog. Even the little point guard they got.
Yeah.
I think his name, Braylon, I think. I think he went to Elmo Park.
Okay.
With Holmes, Devontae Holmes. That school is crazy. They like 139-0. It's something stupid.
Yeah.
But I just don't. I'm curious to see when it'll happen. Especially at the level that they playing at high school, that Bartlett team. At some point, a L is going to come, and I'm just curious to see who it is.
Listen, it could come tonight. They got a tough one against Houston tonight. Rivalry game at Houston. Houston is number 6 in the state.
Mm-hmm.
I was planning maybe we take a group trip going out to Bartlett on the 30th because they get Houston at home.
Okay.
On the 30th.
Yeah.
And so maybe we get together and we go out there and watch
Let's
some
do it.
of these
Let's
top
do
basketball
it. Maybe grab a
prospects
bite to eat.
What day
Just
is
make it a thing.
It's the 30th. It's a Friday. So
It's a Friday?
It's the last Friday in January. I think 7:30. They face off against Houston at Bartlett, and so we get to see some of the top teams in the area, top teams in the state, and some of the top prospects. Dudes who will be watching in March, making tournament runs on somebody's high level.
I had to show up there
team.
early, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had to get there.
Absolutely.
I forgot how
Treat it
hard
like
it
a
is to
farm.
find parking at those
When I come to the
schools. I have
farm-
like PTSD. I'll never forget there was a East Whitehaven game back when Penny was still at East, and it was like the game of the season. And my car for the local news just got completely boxed in by like 8 cars around it, surrounded.
Man, folks don't care.
And they had to get on the loudspeaker and be like, hey, if you're one of these cars, like, you have to move. I had to get back to the station to do the highlights of the East White. I mean, I genuinely miss going to high school games like that because the energy it's so small. People
It's like
care
everybody on
so
top
much.
of you,
Everybody's
man.
on top. Those gyms are just packed and stacked all the way up. There's always
It's
the
hot.
over.
They got a
side.
smell. Not an odor, but like a smell. Like I could walk like, oh yeah, this smells like basketball right
It's definitely
here.
a stench.
There's a high school smell.
There's a smell.
I just finally started watching that adolescent show.
Okay.
I'm we watched the first episode months ago. Watched the second episode yesterday, and they talk about the smell of a high school, and it had me thinking like, ooh, I haven't been in a high school
miss it.
gym in a long time.
If we go to this game, will you wear a Juicy outfit?
What?
Didn't you say you used to wear those in high school?
I mean, yeah, but I'm not gonna wear a Juicy outfit to a high school. What do you think I am, a predator? God.
They act like your name on the list, Jessica.
My
What are you
Lord.
talking about?
I can't.
I just
do
figured
that.
since we was talking about high school and we love how it smell,
On that note,
just throw it back.
So
well,
everybody,
Happy New Year. Thanks for
everybody
joining
get some
us.
Axe body spray, Will.
I'll
We
for sure
gonna-
I'll put on some Axe for sure.
put on some
I'll
Axe.
put
Or
on
some curves.
Abercrombie Fierce. Come on, bring back Abercrombie Fierce.
I
Those
can
were
do
the
that.
good old days. Victoria's Secret love spell.
We
Those
can
are
do
the
that too.
smells of my childhood.
You smell like 90s walking into the
Yes. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. DJ Will Coleman. You can catch him at his next set. And we'll be back next week to talk more Tigers. We have TV Tuesday coming up. The Stranger Things finale happened. I have a controversial take, plus the wild conspiracy theory that has taken over the internet that maybe it wasn't the finale after all. We'll get into that, what we're watching, most anticipated shows of 2026 after a quick break.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Who have you leaned on the most in terms of asking questions? Because there's always a fine line, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be the rookie that's annoying people.
Exactly.
On the other hand, you want to be a sponge.
You can ask any of the guys. Like, I'm asking, it'd be random games where I'm sitting next to Ty or Jai or Scotty, and I'm like, hey, bro, what would you would have done right there? Like, what do you feel like you would have did in that situation? Boom, 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 I probably would have did this. I'm like, all right, cool, I got it locked in now.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. The Grizzlies are the one thing everyone in the family can agree on, so join us every Sunday this season for Sunday Family Fun Days. It's a steal at just $35 and includes a ticket to the game, a $10 food voucher, post-game free throws on the court, and a meet and greet with mascot Grizz. Space is limited, so grab your tickets now for this unique experience your family won't soon forget. Go to grizzlies.com/Sunday and have a fun day. Calling all Grizz fans ages 50 and up, it is your time to shine. Step onto the court and show off your moves with a Steppin' Seniors halftime performance. This special group experience includes a ticket to the game, a 25th anniversary t-shirt, and access to rehearsals with the Grizzlies live entertainment team prior to the big show. The first Steppin' Seniors game is Sunday, January 11th, when the Grizzlies take on the Brooklyn Nets at 2:30 p.m. Make it a night to remember and get your tickets today at grizzgroups.com/Steppin' Seniors.
How old do I have to be a stepping senior?
50. I just said it.
I'm sorry. I was over here working.
Calling all Grizz fans ages 50 and up.
Okay, thank you. I missed that part.
You're welcome.
I was doing stuff
Happy
over here.
to re-emphasize.
I appreciate
you got a
it.
couple more years.
Only like 3
Just
or 4.
two.
Yeah.
If you make it.
You know, we tend to go. Hey, listen, if doing those squats is any indication of my health,
cooked.
I'm not gonna make it.
You
I'm
are
done.
cooked.
Done data.
Your voice cracking. I did legs and glutes yesterday at the gym, and I'm not gonna lie, that did not feel great moving this morning. Never mind.
Got that what? Come on, got
that booty workout in yesterday.
Got to make the juicy on the butt look good.
Apparently, you got to bring it back. All right. Before we jump into Stranger Things, what we're watching, Unrivaled came back yesterday. Did you watch any? Did you know it came back yesterday? It snuck up on me.
Oh, the
3-on-3 offshoot of the...
I knew it was coming. Last thing I saw outside all the WNBA like negotiations as it pertains to professional women's basketball, Fee isn't playing because she had surgery. She'll be out for like 6 months or something like that. I did not watch any Unrivaled.
Neither did I. It's hard this time of year. I was just reminded how hard it is to tap into other things. I wanted to watch the FCS Championship game, and I forgot that it was on. And then it was
a doozy.
Absolute banger.
Montana State.
Montana State beats Illinois State in overtime, thanks to Illinois State having a blocked extra point on their touchdown, and then Montana State converted on 4th and 10 for the touchdown in overtime to win. First overtime game in FCS history, first overtime championship game in FCS history. And the guy who caught the game-winning touchdown pass, his name was Taco Dowler from Billings, Montana.
Shout out Taco.
Wins it for Montana State. What a time. There was a blocked field goal. Illinois State was down 21-7 at halftime, came back, made it a game, took it to overtime. It played in Nashville. We could have gone.
Oh, it was in Nashville?
Yeah, what is wrong with me?
I didn't know it was in Nashville.
Right down the street.
We should have gone.
We should have taken a group field trip to the FCS Championship game.
That would be fun.
I was upset. Instead, I was like, ooh, no Monday Night Football. I can watch some basketball. I can watch some television. I can catch up on what
Did you
it
watch
means
some
to be
television?
alive.
You
I did
watched
watch some
Adolescence, or
television.
did
I
you
watched
watch-
one
okay.
episode of Adolescence, and I watched 15 minutes of the Diddy documentary.
Adolescence, thoughts, 2 episodes in.
The reason I gave up on, I think it's a technical masterpiece. The one shot is incredible. I get the story. I know where this is going. It's sad to me. It's a depressing story. I don't think there's going to be any shock. Although I did see it made Mina Kimes top 5 shows of the year, and I trust my girl Mina. And I was like, okay. There was the Critics' Choice Awards, and the actor who plays the dad won his like 18,000th award for playing that role. And so I figured I should tap back into it. My mom just watched it, and like she started crying on the phone to me when talking about it. Sorry, Mom. She always gets mad when I blow her spot like that. But she was like in tears.
It's a work of art. It moves people
It does,
to emotions.
it does.
Yeah.
I just, maybe it's because I'm not a parent. I can't get lost in it. I'm not like excited to go watch the next episode. You know what I mean?
The next
Does that make
episode,
sense?
the third. So you
Is
you
that
did
the therapist episode?
Yeah,
that's the one everyone talks about.
That's the best episode of that.
Yeah.
I found it boring and didn't think they did a good enough job getting into the hey, how does this go about? Really, they do a job. I don't want to say a good job, but they do a job of everybody reacting to it happening. Not enough of, hey, how
did we get
How did
here?
he fall into this rabbit hole? And there had to have been signs. Where were the signs? And all of that. But
all the performances are good.
Yeah, they're fine.
I just can't pinpoint why. Normally, it's the kind of show that I'd be like, oh, this is.
Because it's boring and it's slow.
Yeah, it's not
and
great.
it doesn't dive deep enough into that. It leaves you to try and assume and figure out it way too much.
Yeah. Stranger Things is done. The finale came out. I should say Stranger Things is done unless you are one of the people buying into Conformity Gate, which has taken over my timelines. Conformity Gate. You're unfamiliar?
Yes.
You're unfamiliar that the Stranger Things finale came out, and there's a group of people who have decided that, actually, the Stranger Things finale is coming out tomorrow on January 7th, and the first finale was just a fake out and was actually a fake perfect ending constructed by Vecna, and the main characters actually lost their big battle, and Vecna is in control, and there are all these Easter eggs, and everybody has gone through and decided that the real finale is coming out on January 7th. It's called Conformity Gate, and I have to admit, it did put me in a place of, I totally understand how conspiracy theories take off, because there's just enough there where I'm watching these videos, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Maybe there is a new episode of Stranger Things coming out on January 7th. Likely not. If Conformity Gate is real, I think Stranger Things will have the biggest comeback we've seen since the 28-3 comeback, because Stranger Things will go from a show that really took a tumble in its later seasons to one of the greatest shows of all time. Like, if there was a fake finale for a real finale, that's TV-changing legendary stuff. That's the thing of lore. Like, the Duffy brothers will go down more than just creating a cultural phenom in Stranger Things. They will go into television history of doing something so unique and incredible. And again, I don't think a surprise finale is coming, which is actually sad, because that means that the internet came up with something bigger and better than what the Duffy brothers actually came up with in the finale. Bit of a hot take, bit of a controversial take. I personally did not hate the finale. I think the wide majority of people really disliked the Stranger Things finale. I enjoyed it. And I think there's a critical reason why I enjoyed it. I just let go. I just let go of any and all expectations. I let go of trying to have a perfect ending, of having all of the plot holes filled appropriately. It's a sci-fi show. There's always plot holes. We're talking about wormholes. We're talking about alternate dimensions. We're talking about Vecna. I just decided to enjoy my last season with these characters, a season that was not perfect. Like, was the finale perfect? Absolutely not. Are there plot holes? Yes, lots of them. Were there some performances from this season that were so not great that at times it kept me from thoroughly enjoying the season? Yes. Do I think the show got worse every single season? Yes. Do I think the show suffered because it refused to take the creative risk of killing off characters that mean something, and thus the stakes were never super high? Like, there's a moment in the finale where a character has a big moment where he could potentially die, and for some godforsaken reason, they cut to black, which was just an odd editing choice. But also, I never thought that character actually had a chance of dying, because the show has set itself up as a show that does not kill off its main characters. And all of that could make me hate it, but instead I just decided to lean into the nostalgia of it, to these characters that I fell in love with in 2016. Like, I think back on who I was in 2016. I had just moved to Memphis. My husband and I had no friends. What makes your life better when you have no friends moving to a new place? A great TV show that you fall in love with, and getting to know Eleven and Mike and Will and Dustin and Lucas, and then ultimately, you know, coming to really enjoy the character of Max. And the show to me started to feel like a chore every time it came back, and yet I'd get sucked back in because I cared about the characters. And when I think of it more from a standpoint of like a show made for young adults, if I think of it as young adult content, which is crazy too, because some of that stuff, Chris and I were like, as parents, how do you decide when your kid is old enough to watch Stranger Things? Because everyone's talking about it, but there is like a scary factor to it. But I don't know. It becomes one of those things. There were scary factors to Harry Potter, and you just did it. There were scary factors to The Hunger Games, of course. And those stories weren't entirely perfect. But when something's written for young adults, I think there's more of a space for non-perfection. And so I embraced this last season for what it was, my last ride with those characters. And that's how I embraced the finale, and I ended up crying. I cried watching the end. I thought it was lovely, if it was the end.
The way things work now, and somebody in the chat has pointed this out, but the way things work now, it's all about the universe. So if you get one project that is big enough,
right,
and that holds you and captivates you, as in not you as in you and
the
me,
collective.
but the collective,
Yes.
us, we,
the hive mind.
Yeah, if it captivates us, then you want to continue to build out that universe. That's where the money is, right? Marvel, Harry Potter, Hunger Games. You throw in Star Wars, right? Those are just a couple of those types of universe building things. And for most of them, they come from literature. I don't think Stranger Things comes from
No, but
literature.
you want to know what they leaned heavily on in the last season was A Wrinkle in Time, which I'm not going to pretend like I've read A Wrinkle in Time since I was in elementary school.
Yeah.
But you want to know what I loved when I was in elementary school? A Wrinkle in Time.
Okay.
And it probably wasn't a perfect book, and it probably had a lot of plot holes.
So I say all of that to say you don't necessarily explain everything in the original source. You know, you don't necessarily have to explain all of these things. And somebody in chat points out, and this was my thought about it, granted, didn't watch any of it. But the thought is, hey, just because it's a plot hole or just because it isn't explained doesn't make it a plot hole. Mm-hmm. If we're going to build out this Stranger Things universe, and I do believe there are plans to do so, if I recall correctly, then those things that it's like, hey, why did that happen? Why did that not get explained? Well, potentially, because there'll be other projects that explain this plot hole and explain that plot hole and explain this thing that happened. And I, for one, me personally, I get tired of watching characters I get close to just all of a sudden up and die. Like I don't need that in everything that I watch. You want to do it every now and then, sure, knock yourself out. But I can't get close to characters and then have them die. And it's like, wait, what the hell happened?
I did want one big one to die. I'm not gonna lie. I went into the last season saying, if they don't kill off one of the main-ish characters, it doesn't have to be the main, just like Harry Potter kills off one of the Weasley brothers. And it's devastating when it moves you to the point.
Kill Cedric Diggory, my guy.
Yeah, but that's like one, and Stranger Things did kill like Cedric Diggory-ish characters through the series, but they never went after one of the mains or the main lights.
Gotcha.
And I think the main lights are the important, because like it's not like Harry Potter killed off Harry, Ron, or Hermione. They all make it through.
Did they not kill Harry and Harry come back?
I mean, if you want to technical, he gets sent into the abyss with him and...
Oh, wait, they killed Dumbledore.
Yeah, they killed Sirius Black.
They killed Black?
Which was crazy.
Can't be out here killing Black.
I mean, that was devastating. Even when,
I watched I watched that moment recently.
Really?
I know we're not talking
Still
about
hits.
it. Oh, and he just fades. He just is like, oh, he's going to, because he's like, oh, I've been hit. And he's like, oh, he's been hit. And he's there, and then all of a sudden he's not. It's like, oh my gosh, they got my guy Black.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Bellatrix, monster.
Mm.
I do.
Got what she deserved.
I unfortunately found myself thinking the Harry Potter series is coming out this year, and I think I'll watch it. Like,
is that the TV series you're looking forward to?
I am looking forward to it, and I find these cultural phenomenon, so interesting. The ones that hit forever. Like Harry Potter is now reaching a point where the movies aren't that long ago, and we're getting a TV series because there is still so much IP investment in the brand of Harry Potter. And that's what they tried or are trying to do with Stranger Things. Like, I'm watching the last fight scene and thinking to myself, oh, this would make a great ride at whatever property owns Stranger Things, Universal Studios or beyond. Like, I could see it becoming a ride, which is a crazy place. I hate that we've become that kind of a capitalistic society where everything builds.
How long before we get Netflix World Land?
Yeah.
You know that's coming.
Oh,
we're getting that.
Especially with the deal. Why can't I think of Warner Brothers? Yeah.
No, I think they would just do
it on their
do
own.
one on their own. But yes,
Probably.
I also with that, just add on to Universal.
Anyway, finale-wise, I really enjoyed how they tied it together at the end. There's like an epilogue, the last 30 minutes, if it's the real 30 minutes, which is why people are wondering if it's the real 30 minutes, because it's not perfect, but it's just nice. It ties it with a really nice bow. Also, the use of music in the finale, you know I'm a sucker for a good
80s music.
They got 2 Prince songs.
Oh.
Like, that just shows you how big Stranger Things got. They got Dove's Cry and they got Purple Rain. The first one hits and I'm like, oh, they got Prince. They got Prince money.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I'm like, you got 2 Prince songs? And then they used David Bowie's Heroes, which is another reason why people think that the ending might not be real, because every time they used I think 2 different covers of Heroes earlier in the show when a character you thought that they might die, and it turned out that they didn't actually die. And so perhaps the use of Heroes is again a sign that this character, I'm trying not to give away the massive finish, but didn't actually really die. They also use Landslide. The music, I mean, like, as a music supervisor in a past life, that would have been the dream show.
Landslide,
to add music
I've been afraid of changes.
You want to know who I bet does a great cover of Landslide? Kelly Clarkson. Is there a show, really fast though, because I did like the list that you sent. I know you have your PIP meeting, but you sent a list of the 2026 most anticipated TV shows, and the list is long, and I'm just curious if there was 1 or 2 that jumped out at you.
Lanterns, The Boys series finale, the second season of Avatar. Like, I think it's gonna be a really cool, good year for TV. The Invincible season 4. There's some Marvel. Oh, Vision Quest. If it's 1, well, 2, Vision Quest and Lanterns. I'm really excited about those. But it's gonna be a good year.
You wanna know what I'm excited for?
What?
The Legally Blonde prequel show.
Oh my gosh.
I hope it's good. I hope it's good. Carrie. There's a Carrie show coming out that I'm kind of excited about.
Isn't whatchamacallit coming back? Zendaya now.
Yeah.
Sweeney gonna be there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Euphoria.
Yes.
Season 3.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of good shows coming. I just saw a preview for the new season of Shrinking, which is one of my favorite shows. The Pit season 2 comes out on Thursday. I'm going to a Pit party. Hacks season 5 is coming out.
Party
and
at?
Megan Stalter and the guy from it dressed as Timothy Chalamet and Kylie at the Critics' Choice Awards, and it was so Where's the Pit party? I can't tell you where. It's in the Pit. It's going to be in the Pit.
All right. Okay.
As the TikTok sound goes. All right, everybody.
Come on, I got it. I'm 5 minutes late to this
CJ's
meeting.
late to his PIP meeting. God, blame it on me. Blame it on Kelly Clarkson Day. Everybody go listen to your favorite Kelly Clarkson Day. And just remember, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stand a little taller. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. What doesn't kill you makes you a fighter. Footsteps, even lighter. Doesn't mean I'm over, because you're gone. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stronger. Just me, myself, and I.